Hi, my name is Tom Joannis. And what do you want most? As I think about what happens in our Quantum Life coaching program and I think about what my clients really want, I found for them it comes down to three really important outcomes. Outcomes I believe you deserve. Outcome number one is attuned clarity. There's a lot of noise in this world. So the question becomes, how do I shed every layer of noise to hear my unique core calling? In regards to attuned clarity, we know there are people who are sitting on a scale of 1 to 10, where if one is red, dark green is 10. And we know some people are in the red zone, clashing static. I've had clients tell me, I feel like I'm pulled in so many different directions, I wonder if I'm even moving in the right direction anymore. These people are so overwhelmed with noise that their inner voice is drowned out. Where we tend to see most people, though, is in this restless seeking amber zone. They're constantly searching for answers. They're reading, they're taking courses, maybe even getting coaching. But the more they consume, the more confused they are about what direction is true for them. Some people reach the emerging truth light green zone. And here, they're starting to see themselves and their patterns more clearly, and they're beginning to trust their instincts more. But doubt still creeps in. Some days they're sure, other days they still second guess themselves. And then there's the rarely reached dark green zone of soulful conviction. This is where you have absolute clarity of direction because you know exactly who you're called to be, which gives you absolute clarity of direction. In this dark green zone, every decision flows easily, confidently, and powerfully. Where are you sitting on this scale right now? And just know, there's no judgment here. Great. Thanks for sharing. The second critical outcome for my clients is harmonious focus. Way back in my early days of developing this coaching program, a light bulb went off for me. Lots of coaches are talking about priorities, priorities, priorities. A rare few are talking about purpose. But I realized it wasn't about priorities or purpose. It was about aligning priorities with purpose, but not just in one area of your life, across all 7 dimensions of your life: faith, family, friends, health, wealth, work, and fun. So the question for harmonious focus is, how do I unapologetically conduct my life so every priority plays in concert with my purpose? For harmonious focus, you have the same scale, and the people in the red zone are in aimless drift. Okay, here they're busy chasing endless to-do lists, but it feels like they're just spinning their wheels and really not making any progress. They feel scattered, stretched thin, and are really disconnected from what matters most to them. Then we move to the green zone of steady execution, and this is where most people land. They're productive, they're staying on top of things, but their days feel more like managing tasks than moving towards something that's meaningful. And the constant nagging fear about dropping the ball for someone they care about makes them feel drained at home and at work. Some here make it to the natural rhythm of the light green zone. Here, their priorities are starting to be aligned more and more with their purpose, and their achievements are feeling much more meaningful. Personal life is starting to flow better with professional life, but staying focused and disciplined still feels like a lot of work. And finally, we move to the dark green zone of rapturous symphony. And don't you just love the sound of those 2 words? Rapturous symphony. This is the zone where all areas of your life are blending and flowing as one. Seamless, majestic, effortless. Here, everything feels more like play than work. On this scale of harmonious focus, where are you sitting right now? Thanks for sharing. And the third outcome we deliver for people is resonant contribution. The question here is, how do I create that joyful, soul-nourishing impact that only I can create? I had a very successful client, a financial advisor. He told me once, Tom, I feel like I'm winning the game, but I wonder if I'm playing the right game. Insightful question, isn't it? I mean, he was achieving a lot, but his achievements weren't fulfilling. Have you been there? Yeah. Same scale. Red zone here is thankless toil. Here, people are working nonstop, but it never feels like enough. They're burning out, but don't see a way to slow down without losing all that momentum they've built up. But hey, let's be real. At some point in our lives and our careers, we've all been there, right? Some people move to the yellow zone, and that's where most people land. And this is the zone of hollow wins, where from the outside, they look very successful. They hit their goals, but on the inside, their achievements feel empty. Like my friend, the financial advisor. And they're starting to wonder if they've been chasing the wrong things. Now, some people get to this meaningful momentum light green zone. That's where you're doing work that matters and you can feel the impact. Some days it flows, but others it drags. And it still takes a lot of effort to sustain your momentum. And finally, a rare few people enter the dark green zone of radiant force. This is Yoda Jedi Master level. Here, your clear, harmonious, purpose-driven life fuels you as much as it uplifts others, maybe even more. It's an upward, expanding spiral of impact. Powerful, and it almost seems to take on a life of its own, a life beyond your dreams. It's a life filled with joy and peace as you step fully into that unique gift that only you can be to this world. It's pretty awesome, right? For this scale, for resonant contribution, where are you sitting? Great. That's great work. So you know you're at an X, Y, and Z on these three scales. How do you feel about where you are? Okay, that's very vulnerable. And sitting here today, where do you want to be on each of these scales? Okay, great. And maybe just in a sentence or two, what would your life look like if you were in that soulful conviction stage for attuned clarity? What would your life look like if you were at the rapturous symphony for harmonious focus? And what would your life look like if you were at radiant force for resonant contribution? Yeah, you want to get there, don't you?